Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series of the ophthalmology. So in ophthalmology, before we proceed further, we need to understand the anatomy and physiology of the eye. We need to understand the anatomy of the eye. Once we understand the anatomy, then it will be very easy for us to study further. So let's begin with the anatomy of the eye. So we know that eye is situated in a orbit. So just assume that this is the orbit, and we know that orbit is inside the skull. Okay. Now the anatomy of the eye orbit's volume is about 30 ml, and our eyeball is situated inside this orbit. So this is our eyeball. Now the volume of the eyeball is about 6 ml. Now you can assume that the volume of the eyeball is 6 ml while the volume of the orbit is 30 ml. So we can say that the volume of the orbit is 5 times greater than the eyeball. Okay, so we have to study about this eyeball. This is what our eye is. Okay, so let's talking about the eyeball. Okay, now I am drawing a eyeball. So eyeball is something like this. So as you can see, this is not a spherical, rather it is a aspherical. It is aspherical in shape. Okay, or you can also say that it is the ablet shape. It is the ablet shape. I have already told you what is the volume of the orb. What is the volume of the eyeball? Volume is about 6 ml. And what is the volume of the orbit? The volume of the orbit is about 30 ml. Now we are talking about the eyeball. So now let's begin with the basic anatomy. What are the layers of the eyeball? Okay, what are the layers of the eyeball? So there are 3 layers of the eyeball. There are 3 layers of the eyeball. First of all, there is a outer layer. Outer layer. Then there is a middle layer. Middle layer. And there is the inner eyeball. Okay, so in the outer we have 3 structures. In the outer we have 3 structures. First of all, cornea. Second one is sclera, and third one is limbus. We will see all these in a diagrammatic structure, but for now just remember the name. In the middle layer is also known as uvea. Okay, and it is made up of 3 things: iris, ciliary body, and choroid. While the inner layer is also called as retina, as we all know. Also called as retina, as we all know. Now let's see the outer layer. So first of all, we will draw a eyeball. So we are drawing the outer layer. So this is our cornea. Okay, this is our sclera, and the junction between the cornea and the sclera is known as the limbus. So this is our limbus and this is our limbus. this is our limbus. Okay, so as we discuss that the outer layer has three. This is cornea, this is limbus, and this is sclera. So these are the outer structures. Now we are going to see a middle structures. A middle layer. Middle, as we discussed, middle layer is made up of three things. First of all, iris. So this is our iris. Then ciliary body. This is the ciliary body. And after ciliary body, there is a choroid. So this whole thing is choroid. Here also a iris. This is iris. This is ciliary body. And this is choroid. So this part is what? Iris. This part is iris. Till here this part is ciliary body, and as you can see, this all the rest of the part, this all rest of the part is known as the choroid. And as we know that the middle layer is also known as the uvea, this is the choroid. Now this is the ciliary body. Okay, so what is this? This is iris. This is ciliary body. Ciliary body. And this is what? This is choroid. But in the ciliary body, there are two structures are seen. Means ciliary body is again divided into two. Like from here, this part of the ciliary body and this all part of the ciliary body. This all part of the ciliary body. This is all ciliary body, but this part of the ciliary body, this part, especially this part of the ciliary body is known as pars plicatum. Pars plicatum. While this part of the ciliary body is known as pars plana. Okay, now, and this part of the ciliary body is known as ciliary processes. Ciliary processes. Now, in between the ciliary processes, there is our lens is situated. Okay, and from the ciliary processes, zonules, which are thread-like structures, come and attach to a lens. So the lens is situated in the middle. Okay, so this is our lens. This is zonules. Zonules are a thread-like structure. These are our what? Ciliary processes. And as we know that ciliary body is divided into two. One is pars plana and other one is pars plicata. Okay, so till now we have learned that outer layer has three parts: cornea, sclera, and the junction between the cornea and sclera, this part is known as the limbus. Okay, now in the middle layer, we have three structures: iris, ciliary body, and choroid. But in ciliary body again divided into pars plicata and pars plana. Okay, I hope I am crystal clear here. Okay, now let's talking about the innermost layer. So in the innermost layer, we know that innermost layer is known as the retina. So let's draw a retina. So this is the innermost layer. And what is the name of this innermost layer? We know that it is our retina. Retina. And from the retina, the optic nerve will be. This is optic nerve. As we know that retina is not a full covering in the eyeball. Okay, it is terminated here and here, terminated. So the termination point of the retina is known as ora serrata. Ora serrata. Okay, so in the inner layer, this is the retinal membrane. Retina, from the retina, optic nerve is going to the cortex. Okay, and the peripheral termination of the retina is known as the ora serrata. So these are the basic structures of the eyeball.